Sharon M. Atkinson here, MacGyver of Design. Today is Monday, November 10th, 2025. The time now is 4:04 p.m. This will be the 138th content video that I'm going to place in my 46 playlist, Mind'sEyeFaith. In the series, What Does Jehovah God Want for Jesus, aka Michael? The theme scriptures are Genesis 3:15 and Galatians 3:16. This will be part 15 in the series. Let's begin. And I shall put enmity between you and the woman, and between your seed and her seed. He will bruise you in the head, and you will bruise him in the heel. That's Genesis 3:15. Let's continue with Galatians 3:16. Now the promises were spoken to Abraham and to his seed. It says, not and to seeds, as in the case of many such, but as in the case of one, and to your seed, who is Christ. Last week, Thursday, we touched on the fact that Jehovah God not only wants to be recognized himself, he says, give in, you nations, give in and recognize him. He will be exalted. And of course, people have their varying viewpoints on that, about whether or not they're going to give Jehovah God his proper dues and respect and worship. But many do give Christ that worship. And so Jehovah God also wants his son to be recognized. And some were in dispute, as I got the cognizant recognition. Who does she think she is, telling us that? I wasn't trying to tell anybody anything. I was just reading the scriptures. And in Psalm chapter 2, I isolated just a couple of verses that says that the kings of the earth and the rulers, Jehovah God wanted them to learn justice and insight. And I'll read that again in full at another time, but we've read it before more than once. A few verses along those lines. Why is it important for us to recognize Jesus Christ and Jehovah God? Jesus Christ said in John 17:3, this means everlasting life. They're taking in knowledge of you, the only true God, and the one whom you sent forth, Jesus Christ. He also said to the Samaritan woman in John chapter 4 that you people, talking about the Samaritans, worship what you do not know. But we, in speaking about the Jews, we worship what we know, because salvation originated with the Jews. Do we want to be accused of worshiping what we do not know? And yet it means everlasting life. So do we recognize Jesus? And we need to recognize Jehovah too, because one go with the other. They're not separated. Now, some are still in dispute about Michael, but we did read in Revelation 9 last week that Jesus Christ has other names that he goes by. In Revelation 9:11 it says they have over them a king, the angel of the abyss. In Hebrew his name is Abidan, and in Greek he has the name Apollon. Well, can we respect that? He has other names besides Michael, besides Jesus Christ. Who really is this king of the abyss and the king of... Well, let's see. In Revelation chapter 1, we read here in verse 12, and I turned to see the voice that was speaking with me, and having turned, I saw 7 golden lampstands, and in the midst of the lampstands, someone like a son of man, clothed with a garment that reached down to the feet, and girded at the breast with a golden girdle. Oh, some say, okay, that doesn't mean anything. Goes on to describe him some more in verse 17 and 18. And when I saw him, I fell as dead at his feet. And he laid his hand upon me and said, do not be afraid. I am the first and the last and the living one. And I became dead. But look, I am living forever and ever. And I have the keys of death and Hades. Hades. Who is that? The one who's called the Son of Man. Do we recognize as Jesus Christ? Who is the one that has the key of death and Hades? The one just said that he was the Son of Man. And we know him as Apollon as well.